Well, this is my cold frame that's next to the house and next to the stairs that go up to the house. And you can see I have I guess this is a 50-gallon barrel that collects water from the roof and goes in there, and I get the water for the chickens who are squawking their brains out. I just gave them food, so I don't know why they're squawking. So I get them water, but as I was filling it up the other day, I noticed this. Uh-oh, now what did I do? I broke something else. Crap. So I noticed this. I had filled up these different containers with water, hopefully with the idea of retaining heat during cold weather and then radiating it back out in the spring. And as you can see, because we had -2 degrees here, the water froze and broke the glass. So I'm going to have to carefully take this out and put it in the trash. I'm not sure what happened with the ones on the other side. Looks like a couple of them got broken. This is, yes, okay, now I have more bugs in here. Good Lord, I've got a dead spider and an earworm. Get out of here. Bunch of dead spiders and whatnot. I have to redo this. But as you can see, I've got 1, 2, 3 containers that got broken due to the cold, and I'm going to have to come up with a really interesting way of getting that out of here so it doesn't. Gosh, what a mess. So that's a failed experiment. So what else is new? This netting is on here so that during the spring, when it gets too warm and this thing automatically opens up, which is what that strange thing is that you can see there. When the heat gets up to a certain point, it will open up automatically, but it also encourages assorted bugs such as hornets and bees and spiders and earworms and flies to get in there. And since I don't want that to happen, I figured I'd do this, but I'm going to have to reconfigure the way I do it because it's not working properly. So, fun and games in gardening. Failed experiment. This brown stuff on here was at one time, this thing is cracking too. This I just replaced. This is much thicker acrylic plastic. This is maybe a 1/4 of an inch, where this stuff, which I originally made it, you have to understand that this unit is about 20 years old. This original unit is only about maybe a 1/4 of an inch thick. So the thicker ones work much better, and I'm going to have to replace this because putting this in here, say around February with the new seedlings, works very well. I have all this plastic on here because I had dirt down at the bottom of this thing. And I can show you what's going on if I know what happened to my. Here we go. Underneath here, there's dirt, and I was planting stuff in the dirt itself, and that was okay for a little while, but I don't particularly care for the way it worked. So as far as I'm concerned, it's another failed experiment, and I'm going to take all of this stuff out, leave the plastic. This is actually concrete things that you mix concrete in. I'm going to leave those in there and put the seedlings inside there so that it doesn't have any holes down at the bottom, so you've got a lot of water. When you water it, you can water it, and if it drains out, it's no big deal. But I'm going to take the dirt out of there. That's after I clean up this glass mess that's here. What a holy mess. Jeez, I'm going to have to wear my heavy-duty gloves to get this out and put it in the trash. And it's a real shame that these things broke, but that's the way that goes. Anyhow, in February, if you put around here, this is supposed to be zone 7A, but I think it's actually 6B, especially since we've got down to -2. I'm just gonna, in February, put the broccoli and the spinach and the other seedlings in here to get used to the hot and cold and hot and cold and hot and cold, which is what goes on. And then by the end of April, it'll all be hot, and it'll be hot for the whole of the summer. So in the meantime, I put this plastic piece in here to prevent bugs from getting in, but as you can see, I already had a spider and earworm and some other bug that was in there. Fun with gardening. Experiments. Sometimes they work and sometimes they don't.